Hello children, how are you all? Hope everybody is doing good along with your family members. Convey my warm regards to your parents, grandparents and siblings. Take much care and show your love to your grandparents especially. Children, keep this in mind, exams are upcoming. So watch all the videos attentively and get ready for your exam. Yes, shall we enter to the session? Right. So, we are in the lesson, civics second lesson, that is local bodies, rural and urban. So, even in the last terms, we had learnt what are local bodies. But still then, I want to give you a remembrance. So, what do we learnt in the first lesson about democracy? We know very well India is a democratic country where people are ruled and government is for the people, by the people and of the people, right? So, here India is the largest country and most populated too. So, for the convenience, governance convenience, it has been divided into number of states, number of municipalities, number of districts, everything. So, the local bodies, right? The local bodies are institutions of the local self-governance which look after the administration of an area or small community. Okay, the number of people will be less. That is known to be local bodies. And a small community such as villages, towns, cities, etc. Right? So, this is the meaning of local bodies. And you should also know the learning objectives of this lesson. After reading or after watching this video, we will come to know about the structure and functions of rural and urban local bodies. To know about the Grama Sabha and the purpose of Grama Sabha meeting. And also you may come to understand the special features of Panchayat Raj. Okay? And you may come to know about the participation of women in local bodies, and we should also know the election of local body and will observe the forthcoming election, right? Okay. Now, you had learnt about the meaning. Local bodies are institutions of the local self-governance which look after the administration of a small area, small community such as villages, towns, cities, etc. Okay. So, next we shall learn about the purpose. What for and or what can be the purpose of these local bodies? The local government serves twofold purposes. Okay, twofold purposes. So, the main thing is administrative. Okay, administrative of supporting goods and services. And the other thing, the second one is to represent and involve citizens determining specific local public needs and how these local bodies can be met. Okay. So, these are the twofold purposes. One is administrative purpose and other is to represent and involve citizens determining specific local public needs. These are the two main purposes. And we can come to know about the types of local bodies. When we speak about the types of local bodies, see, especially there are two types, right? And before knowing that, just see this. We have urban local bodies and rural local bodies. Okay, two types, urban local bodies and rural local bodies accordingly, right? So, the needs of the villages and cities differ. So, for the convenience of meeting their needs, okay, it has been divided. Our constitution has provided certain structures to fulfill the needs of the people. Okay. So, accordingly, urban local bodies, rural local bodies, these are the two types of local bodies, right. So, first we shall see for the urban local bodies. It has been categorized into municipal corporations, city municipal corporations, and then municipal council or municipalities, and then town panchayat, that is Nagar Panchayat. Okay. See, these are the 3-tier local bodies for urban areas. Okay. We have the village, or rural differently, we shall come to know in future. See, when we speak about the rural local bodies, before knowing about the rural local bodies, we shall learn what are these municipal corporation, municipalities and town panchayats. So, city municipal corporations, okay, what does this mean to be? It is that certain municipalities or particular area which is based on, divided on the basis of lakhs of people, that is 10 lakhs of population with high revenue. Okay, when a particular place or particular district, it has 10 lakhs population with high revenue, it comes under municipal corporations. Okay, here we have many number of corporations, I will tell you later. Before that, we should know about the municipalities. Okay, those area which have a population of more than 1 lakh, okay, more than 1 lakh and high amount of revenue and is found in the level below the city municipal corporation. It is named to be municipalities. Okay, municipality or municipalities. Here Valajapet municipality is the first municipality in Tamil Nadu, right? Which is the first municipality? Valajapet, Valajapet, Valajapet is the first municipality in our Tamil Nadu, right? And then town panchayats, third thing is named to be town panchayats. So, a town panchayat has about a 10,000 population. A town panchayat is between a village and a city. Okay, town panchayat has 10,000 population. It can be categorized between a village and a city. So, when we speak about our state, there is something special about the town panchayat. Can you know that? Yes, Tamil Nadu, our state, was the first state to introduce a town panchayat in the whole of India. Okay, ours is the first state to introduce this town panchayat, right. So, a city municipal corporation may have a commissioner who is an Indian Administrative Service Officer, that is IAS officer, IAS you may come to know, Indian Administrative Service Officer, and the government officials are deputed as commissioners, okay, commissioners for the municipalities. The administrative officer of a municipality is an executive officer, EO, executive officer, okay. And then see, before seeing the rural local bodies, these are the 15 including Avadi. Earlier there was 14. So, this year it has been, Avadi is also calculated, and 15 corporations, list of corporations are there. Okay, totally we have 38 districts and 15 municipal corporations with 146 municipalities. How many municipalities? 146 municipalities. Among them, the Chennai Corporation, which was founded in 1688, is the oldest local body in India. Okay, which is the oldest local body in India? Chennai Corporation, Chennai. Chennai, which is the capital city of our Tamil Nadu, Madurai, Salem, Tirunelveli, Tirupur, Erode, Vellore, Thoothukudi, which is also referred to be Tuticorin, Tanjore or Thanjavur, Dindigul, Nagarkoil, Hosur and Avadi. Okay, totally 15 municipal corporations are there. Okay, next comes for rural local self-governing bodies. So, when we speak about these rural, it comes under the villages. Needs of the village people will be met, okay, by these categories of local bodies like Gram Panchayat. First, it is named to be Village Panchayat or Gram Panchayat, and then Panchayat Samiti. It is named to block level, Panchayat Samiti or Panchayat Unions, and District Panchayat, that is Zilla Parishad. Okay. So, these are together known to be local bodies. So, first Village Panchayat. So, the Village Panchayat are the local bodies of villages. They act as a link between the people and the government. Villages are divided into wards based on their population. So, the representatives are elected by the people. So, who are the elected? Who can be the elected representatives? Right? So, the elected representatives will be the Panchayat President, Ward members, Councillor, District Panchayat, Ward Councillor. They are the leaders or elected representatives. So, then Panchayat Union. Many village panchayats join to form a Panchayat Union. a councillor is elected from each panchayat. Yes, those councillors will elect a panchayat union chairperson among themselves. A vice chairperson is also there. A block development officer, BDO, named to be BDO, is the administrative head of a panchayat union. The services are provided on the panchayat union level. So here the Nilgiris and Perambalur districts have the lowest number of panchayat union with 4. Only 4 panchayat unions are there. Nilgiris and then Perambalur districts, our district. Okay. And next comes for district panchayat, that is Zilla Parishad. A district panchayat formed in every district. A district is divided into wards on the basis of 50,000 population. Okay, the ward members are elected by the village panchayats. The members of the district panchayat elect the district panchayat committee chairperson. They provide essential services and facilities to the rural population and the planning and execution of development programs for the districts. Right? So, the local bodies are governed by the representatives elected by the people. The constituencies are named to be wards. What is the other name for wards? Constituencies. CONSTITUENCIES, constituencies. So, people elect their ward members. Okay, we ourselves is electing our ward members. The mayor of the city municipal corporation and the municipal chairperson are the elected representatives of the people. So, the people elect them. The corporation, a deputy mayor and the municipal vice chairperson are elected by the ward councillors. Okay, they are elected by the ward councillors who are being elected by us. Next. So, we shall come to know the benefits. Okay, about the benefits we can get from these institutions or local bodies. So, the services provided can be divided as obligatory functions and discretionary functions. Okay. So, these are provided by the local bodies. So, functions of the village panchayat, it is called to be functions of the village panchayat. From these only we are getting all the benefits as a common people. So, obligatory functions comes under water supply, street lighting, cleaning roads, drainage and sewage pipe system, laying down roads and activation of central and state government schemes. So, these are the obligatory, okay, that we must compulsorily, okay, it had to be undertaken compulsorily. Obligation is nothing but that it must be done, right? And discretionary in the sense optional. Discretionary functions like parks, libraries, playgrounds, etc. So, these functions come under the discretionary functions. And then functions of the city municipal corporation. If you see, for that, drinking water supply and street lighting, maintenance of clean environment, primary health facilities, laying of roads, building flyovers, space for markets, okay, recruiting space for markets too, and drainage system, solid waste management. You may also come to know, when in the mornings, every morning, those person will come and take our garbages. Okay, we have to separate it and give it. Solid waste management, like, okay, kitchen waste and our other waste or plastics or something else. So, solid waste management, corporation, schools and parks, playgrounds, birth and death registration, everything comes under these functions of the city municipal corporations. Okay. So, as per the decisions taken in the council meetings, the commissioner or officers assign these works to their subordinate officers or other servants. Thus, they all work in various levels to get these public works done. Okay, however, it should be done. Now, will the government provide funds for these services? Of course, the government directly allows funds for these works. The local bodies also collect some revenues. So, these are the revenues. If you see, revenue of the village panchayat. So, how come the government get the revenue? By house tax, professional tax, tax on shops, water charges, specific fees for property tax, specific fees for transfer of immovable property, funds from central and state governments, etc. Okay, from these only government is getting the revenue, and with the help of those money they have to pay for the people's welfare. And revenue of the city municipal corporation is also there. House tax, water tax, tax on shopping complexes, professional tax, entertainment tax. Entertainment tax comes under the parks, okay, vehicle charges, funds by central and state government, etc. Right. So, here are the picture, logo for Grama Sabha. Okay, the picture what you now see is logo for Gram Sabha meetings. Gram Sabha meetings plays a vital role, right? So, see, a Gram Sabha is formed in every village panchayat. It is the only permanent unit in the Panchayat Raj system. Gram Sabha meetings are held even in smaller villages. The Gram Sabha is the grassroots level democratic institution in a village panchayat. Okay? Those who have attained the age of 18 years and whose names are found in the electoral roll of same panchayat can take part in a Gram Sabha meeting. So, the Gram Sabha meetings are conducted 4 times a year. Officers like a district collector, the block development officer, panchayat president, vice president and ward members, everybody will participate in this meeting. Okay, the people can freely express their needs and also grievances. So, for that sake only this Gram Sabha meetings are undertaken. So, when are these meetings convened? Especially on 4 days per year, January 26, May 1st, August 15 and October 2nd. Okay, whether only these 4 days are allowed? No, not like that. Apart from these days, the meetings can be convened as per the need, or during emergency, every meeting can be conducted. So, these are called special Gram Sabha meetings. Even Mahatma Gandhi advocated Panchayat Raj as the foundation of India's political system as a form of government where each village would be responsible for its own affairs. The Panchayat Raj Act was enacted on April 24th in the year 1992. So, that is why April 24th every year it is celebrated to be National Panchayat Raj Day. Okay, special features of Panchayat Raj is Gram Sabha, 3-tier local body governance, reservations, Panchayat elections, tenure, finance commission, account and audit, etc. Right, children? So, with this, see, we can have the one word session also. We can discuss the one words. I think you don't have any one words in this lesson. Yes, we have choose the correct answer and fill in and match. Right? So, role of, see, before going that, you should also know the role of women in the local government. So, all the local bodies have a reservation of 33% for women. So, in the year 2011, local bodies election, 38% of seats were allotted for women, and also it was 1. As per the Tamil Nadu Panchayats Amendment Act 2016, 50% reservation for women is being fixed in Panchayat Raj institutions. So, here we have fill in the blanks. Dash is the first state in India to introduce town panchayat, Tamil Nadu. And then the Panchayat Raj Act was enacted in the year dash 1992, April 24, 1992. The tenure of the local body representative is dash years, 25 years. Sorry, 5 years. 5 years. Dash is the first municipality in Tamil Nadu, Valajapet in Vellore district. Okay, this is the answers for fill in the blanks. For choose only 4 questions you have, I will send the options later. Right. So, match the following. Gram Sabha, we have permanent unit. Panchayat union, it is block development officer. And town panchayat, executive officer. Local body election, state election commission. These are the answers for match the following. So, with this, I wish to complete the session, children. Watch the video attentively and note your book back answers also. Be safe at home. I'll meet you in the next session. Till then, stay tuned, stay connected. Thank you. Bye.